I think I've always just been interested in fashion purely because my grandma was a dressmaker. So growing up, I was always like on weekends with her and saw her make several wedding dresses. She always had like Vogue magazines out. She had like those little pattern maker books. I always just flicked through that, and I think that's something that really sparked my interest in fashion. So growing up, I knew I always wanted to do something in fashion. At first it was design, but then as I started, I guess, exploring more of the industry and seeing what was, available career-wise, I found public relations. And for me, public relations was so interesting because it wasn't just design, it was literally being able to communicate with, I guess, the designers, and then being able to see what their market is and help them, I guess, move into their, find who their market is and then communicate that with them. And then also being able to communicate with media and everyone at the magazines. So I guess from there, I've always just been interested more so in magazines as well. I've always loved flicking through that, and as I got older, being able to buy them, especially like Vogue and Harper's and Elle, it was always exciting. But I guess in the last 10 years, the industry has changed so much. We've got bloggers now, and it's become a new area where before we used to put so much value on editors and, stylists, but now it's like we've got bloggers and celebrities who become almost more important than them, and we try and prioritize them at times to, because if they're seen wearing our client, like the brand's clothing, then it gets better attraction and the brand grows naturally from just a blogger wearing it rather than us putting it on a photo shoot with the magazine. So I think you can definitely see that before trends used to come from the magazine, and each magazine came out monthly, so you'd have to wait a month, and usually what was in the magazine was probably from 6 months before that, because they work 6 months ahead in putting the magazine together. But right now with fashion bloggers, it becomes really instant, and I guess today in a society where we want everything quick and straight away, bloggers was just the way to go, because you'd see it on Instagram and then you'd go find that brand and you could then buy it online, what they were wearing right then and there. You didn't have to wait for the next month issue to come out to see what was available. It's definitely been better having social media. It's been a change for a lot of people, and it's become where designers before only used to worry about the editors, but now they've got to cater to magazines, to now social media. They've got two different markets to cater to, but it actually creates a bigger audience and it reaches more people as well. You're able to access a market that probably wasn't accessible before, because I think not everyone used to buy magazines, so it was, I guess, limited to just people that could afford to or had that extra money to go and buy magazines. But now it's Instagram and online, where it's there on your phone. Open the app of Instagram and you can see already, if you follow bloggers, what they're wearing, what's trending, what's cool. So I guess it allows the brand to create a bigger market for what they used to have before. So for me, social media, I guess, in my career, more people to cater with. We have different, it's not just we do a showing for the editors. We now do events where it's purely let's invite bloggers, because they're gonna instantly put it on their accounts, whereas before we had magazines and you'd wait for maybe 2 months for it to then show up in the magazine, whereas now it's like Snapchat, they're already posting about the event and it creates traction about it. And purely for our side, our whole aim for our client, which is the brand, is to create bigger audiences, to make the hype bigger, to create this brand or the particular product, is to get it out there. And bloggers do that for us, because everyone's wanting to know what they're doing, where they're at, what's happening, what's the latest product to buy. And they can easily do that through, Snapchat, Instagram, Tumblr, all these different social media, websites and outlets.